What up, Green Team is the Celtic Nation. This your man Bito. We back on the couch for another reaction. This is your captain speaking. We're on the 74-8 train today. And once again, who wants Boston? And Charlotte got Boston tonight, and they didn't get us in the way that the Pacers got us, but they wanted us, and they got us. You know, back-to-back nights, you know what I'm saying? We beat them again. We swept the little mini-series right now. We went up 2-0 on this little mini-series here in the back-to-backs, which was obviously great. You know, no Brown, no problem. You know, the Hornets had two guys that played well, which was LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, which I think he had 16. LaMelo had like 36. But, you know, as obvious, that wasn't enough. Mr. Grant Williams, I'm going to lose them both Williams. Obviously had a poor performance as always, and that was the highlight of this whole little mini trip here, especially considering that our opponent was who they were and we're who we are. So we had to make something out of nothing, which I was a little annoyed about, where I'm like, all right, man, this Grant Williams thing isn't that serious, but I guess, you know, if it's something that's going to spark up, you know, everybody and, you know, start a conversation, I'm here for it. But you know, I'm here for the game, too, at the end of the day. But the Celtics did their thing. They took a commanding win over them. Well, they were up 20 and ended up winning by, I believe, the score was 113-103. So they ended up winning by 10. But that was just because, you know, the Celtics will shoot themselves or shoot opponents back into the game, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't shoot themselves out, but they did enough where the opponents thought that they can come back in. But their defense really hankered in and everything as well, too. So I was proud of that. I was happy to see that, because the defense, like I've been saying the last couple of games, wasn't really that good, because they lose focus and they get lackadaisical on defensive end, where the Pacers jumped out onto a 24-point lead. When you come out like that, and as I said, if you come out like that into the next two road games, you're going to have problems. And they didn't do that. They've controlled the game. They didn't allow the Hornets to bully them. I will say I did like their coaching style. They ended up shooting 40% from three, which they played our style of basketball, which I believe that's why the games looked a little close, or they were looking like they were able to make a run, because they shot 40% from three this game. And I believe they actually shot better than us from three this game, if I'm not mistaken, because we shot 16 for 52, which was 30% from three. But it goes back to the formula of, if teams want to even think about beating us, I think you're going to have to take 40-plus threes a game, because we're about 7 games in, because we're 6-1 as well. We improved to 6-1. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna shoot 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. And if you think you're gonna take your little twos and sweet jumpers and play, you know, the old school 2000s way of basketball, I think good luck with that. I don't think that that's gonna happen. But either way, the Celtics are in for a ride this year, man. I think this is going to be a very special year. I think we're going to have a lot of special nights. You know what I mean? We're on the verge of probably breaking a lot of records as far as 3 points attempted in the total season, 3-pointers made as a team in the total season. I just got a sense that that's what we're about to kind of go into, as well as change the style of basketball. Now, going into this game, the first half, we were up a lot. PP, you know what I'm saying? This is the battle of the 6th man right here. Now, Trey Mann had a great game the first game against us. I believe he had 25, and Peyton Pritchard didn't have such a good game. But here's the thing. As long as you contribute to winning basketball, that's what matters to me. And, like, I think PP's turning into our 6th man, like, for real. Like, I'm going to say that he should be our 6th man of the year if if he keeps this year up, because he had 5 threes in the first half, ended with 22 in the game, whereas Trey Mann had 10 points and didn't play so hot, which is funny because it was a flip of the coin. But I still say Peyton Pritchard had 5 steals last game and a couple of assists, so he contributes in other ways of the game. I believe Tatum had 17 points in the first half as well. He ended the game with, I want to say, 29. Yep, he ended the game with 29, so he had a bounce back. He still wasn't really hot from 3, 1 for 9, but once again, I feel like we attacked the basket. We did what we needed to do. As you see, Tatum had a couple of highlight slams, a couple of nice little moves to the basket and ones. He was getting real aggressive to the paint, and he also was at the line 17 times tonight. Now, that was also with them, and them being one of them, Grant Williams fouling him at the end of the game and somebody else giving him a foul, which was a strange strategy, I will say, too, at the end of the game, where they were fouling, but they were down by a lot. Like, I don't know what that was about, but I guess that's what they're trying to get him into. Also, which was great to watch as well, was Cornet, dog. Cornet had a great game. This goes back into what I said in my previous videos, you know, talking about the Celtics. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Luke, we have different big men that can do different things, and Luke Cornet showed that tonight. He had a great IQ. He was efficient from the field, 6 for 6, and this is why it's so good that we have so many shooters, because all our big men are gonna look like DeAndre Jordan out there and just having this high efficiency rating, 6 for 6 from the field, you know, dunks, lobs, offensive rebounds, putbacks, you know, blocks. That was what Luke Cornet was on tonight, and like that was pretty impressive to watch. I didn't expect to see that. I think he was about 5 points off of his career high or something like that. We had 4 players in double figures. Actually, no, I believe we had 5. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we had 5 players in double figures. Peyton with the 22 off the bench, which, listen, Peyton Pritchard's going to have to be the 6th man of the year, dog. Like, I think that's what we're really going to have to head to right now. This guy is proven time after time now, and I'm pretty sure he's on the scouting reports at this point as their spark off the bench, and there's nothing that teams can do. I mean, he's small, but he's shifty, he's quick, he's gritty. You know, he attacks you like he's 6'5". Like, Pritchard has grown on to me a lot in the last couple of years, especially like the last 2 or 3. Now, I was a little upset with his performance from time to time because he would do this, what we're seeing now, in preseason games, but you don't see it as much in the regular season. Now, I don't know if that's because he's getting more rotation minutes, more reps, which, once again, more reps the better. But I'm just very impressed by Pritchard's improvement this year. Keita also was a huge contribution to the game tonight. Now, it wasn't big on the rebounds and scoring side of things, but it was things that didn't pop up on the stat sheet. Like, he got offensive rebounds. Well, those pop up on the stat sheet, but I don't think he had too many. He was just a part. So he had 0 offensive rebounds, but he was a part of the action of keeping the ball alive, because once you're in there, he's tipping it out. He's knocking it back out to somebody else for an extra bucket or an extra possession. And having that type of guy is a big advantage for us. You know what I mean? It's something that we haven't had. And I don't know how many points in the paint they really had this time around, but him being out there affects if teams are going to attack the basket on us or not. So I'm definitely all about Keita getting more minutes, you know what I mean? Especially with Al Horford, who surprisingly had 0 tonight, but he had 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and I'm pretty sure he did things that didn't pop up on the stat sheet as well, so that's why we like Al. So it's all right if he's not going to hit from time to time. He only took 4 shots anyway, 3 of them being threes. So that is what it is. But he also had, I believe he had a nice play out there that either Drew Holiday or Derek White where he got double teamed, or he forced a double team and they kicked it out. And this goes back to the ball movement and just the way of how we move and our chemistry. We're champions, man, and this is what championship basketball is all about. And I know a lot of people are bored. We're like the Spurs on steroids because we play hoop. We do ball movement, we penetrate and dish, we do all the elements of basketball while shooting a barrage of 3-pointers, and I'm not mad at that. And like I said, we shot 52 today, dog. I'm convinced that we're going to shoot at least 73s in at least one game. We're shooting 73s in one game. I don't know what game it's going to be and when it's going to happen, but we're shooting 73s. But we improved to 6-1. We head to Atlanta on this road trip, and then I believe after that we come home for a hot second. So we got to win out. Like I said, we got to win out this road trip. We're 2-1. I expect us to go 3-1 with the Hawks. They're a little difficult, to assess sometimes because they can come out and be really bad, or they can come out and compete. And like we played them in the first round a couple of years ago. We've seen them last year. Like they've given us our little problems from time to time. Now that could be because we didn't wake up and we're playing to love our opponents, but that's just kind of what happens when you're the champions, the best team in the league, and you don't want to show up for every game for 82 games of the year. But once again, this is the 74-8 train, so if they want to go 74-8, they got to wake up every night and just bust ass every single night. That's just really what it's going to be all about. And I don't know really too much of the Atlanta Hawks personnel this year off the top of my head. I mean, obviously I know they got, Ice Trey out there and Capella, but I can't recall like who they really have out there because they're always like this play-in / out of the playoff picture team, but they're gritty, you know what I mean? And that's because they have a star as in Trae Young. He's a killer, you know what I mean? So that's going to be something to look forward to going into it. But, the Celtics, we just have too many weapons, man. seeing this here just on this road trip. Now, granted, the component, I keep going there. Granted, the opponent, dog, is not up to par with like our level of play and style of basketball, but the fact that we have guys that can be effective, and you know, this is going into like Jordan Walsh's, the Pritchards, the Hausers, who had 8 off the bench, Tillman's, Kada, which I love that we're playing. We played a double big lineup as well this game. I think we should feature that a little bit more, especially because there are teams that are big, and there are teams that get physical and eat the pain and get us on the glass. So having that double big lineup feature is definitely a big thing for us. I mean, yeah, we're a well-rounded basketball team. Like, we look really good when we do any sort of feature because we have so many different scores. The only thing that sucks when we do the double big is the fact that you can suck in on the defensive end and take away things. You know what I mean? It doesn't spread the floor as much, and it gives you that old feature, but it is what it is, though. Like, we go 2-1 on the road with that style either way. It doesn't affect things. We still know how to win games because that's what champions do. They end up figuring out ways to win. And that's just what we showed on this road trip here, even with the loss that we had in Indiana. So with that being said, man, don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. I will be back with another one. I am out of here. Peace.